United, and what we won't leave behind is Manchester United's inability to operate in the transfer market. And this new news coming out, I saw it last night, that Varane can leave. What's the truth around this? Because there was a story yesterday that Manchester United are going to let Raphael Varane leave. Remember, there's this story that Ten Hag wants to give Johnny Evans a new contract at 35. He wants to give he's going to give Victor Lindelof another year, but United don't want to give Varane another year. It sounds like a joke, and I've got to say, I'm sort of conflicted on this one. We have left a poll on the community tab, which we'll go to in a minute. Happy New Year, Mark, says Mikhail, one of our members for 46 months. Get the badge in. Like Ahmad, who is also a member, he says, say happy birthday to Mohammed. He's my son. Happy birthday to Mohammed, Ahmed. And I hope you're having a great day. And another member, Eddie Johnson, says, Evans has been better signing than Varane. You are talking out your arse, Eddie. Are you still drunk from New Year's Eve? Johnny Evans has done a decent job, but come on. The sentimentality around Johnny Evans is hilarious. We can't play a high line with Johnny because he's too slow. We're playing on the edge of our box. This is not progressive. I like Johnny Evans. He's done a good job for us. He's surprised me, but come on. You know, this is why I'm conflicted. Let's talk about Varane. So what's basically been said is that yesterday an article came out in the Mail saying that Man United have decided not to use the option to extend Varane's deal. Varane has the option of an extra year, Man United have, so we can extend it into next season. We've done it with Lindelof. We'll probably do it with Wan-Bissaka. We've not done it with Varane, which means Varane is free in January to talk to clubs to go on a free in the summer. Man United then have had rumours have come out that United are willing to offer him another year on reduced wages. This is another David De Gea scenario. This is another up yours when dealing with a player that deserves more respect. Manchester United worry me here. And I heard what Gary Neville said about it was worrying him that Man United were looking to give new contracts to people like Lindelof and Varane. That's not progressive. And this is where I'm sort of conflicted, because part of me is like, Happy New Year, Mark, Krish, thank you very much. Space says, Mark, I completely agree with you about letting go of players who put their ego above the club, but that sadly is the case with Ten Hag as well now, says Space. Look, specifically on Varane, and Donny van der Beek's left today, and we've got a bit of news on Todibo as well. Specifically on Varane, I'm conflicted because I like Varane. He's our best centre-back by a long way. Happy New Year to Ashton as well. But the issue we've got with Varane is he can't play 3 games a week. And we do need consistency in this football club. So Varane can't provide consistency. Although, to be fair, over the last season and this season, he's played a hell of a lot more under Ten Hag. So it's a bit of a myth that Varane doesn't play very often, because he played a lot of football last year. It was Martinez who's actually been injured more than Varane. So, you know, but the older he gets, the more impact on his body. But he has retired from French football. So I do think it's a bit of a myth around Varane and his injury record. But he's on really good money. It's like 300 grand a week, apparently. Which we've never really heard of before, but that getting leaked makes me believe that this is just... And this is where I'm conflicted. On the one hand, I can look at it and go, right, maybe there's some common sense for moving Varane on because of his age and potential injuries and you want to move forward. That's absolutely fine if you're Man City or you're Liverpool, where Klopp and Pep look at Varane and go, look, there's a really good centre-back that plays in France, or there's a really good centre-back, you know, who's coming through, who's going to be a real world superstar. I want to transition. But I don't think United are doing that. I don't think United are thinking about getting rid of Varane because of his age or his injuries or anything like that. I think Man United are looking to get rid of Varane because of his wage, not his age. This is wage, not age to me, because I think that what Manchester United are looking to do here is cut costs. And that is something that really does conflict me. I don't mind having the conversation about whether we should keep Varane beyond the summer because of his age and injury record. I personally would for another year because he's our best centre-back. But I do not agree with getting rid of players just because you need to save costs. And I think this stinks of saving costs. The Manchester Evening News said that this morning. They've said that Varane feels he's being forced out. He's being forced out because of his wage. That's how he feels. He feels that he is a player like De Gea that they can get rid of because he's out of contract, basically. So it's sort of like, you're out of contract, you can go. Anthony Martial, you're out of contract. This is not progressive for Manchester United. This is cost-cutting. We've seen the impact of removing De Gea and bringing Onana in. I'm not going to go down that road. But you remove Varane and you remove your best centre-back to save 300 grand a week. And actually, when you look at what Ten Hag has done on the wage front since he's been here, some people would say he's just a Glazer puppet. You know, the Ronaldo wage gone. Sancho's wage is going. De Gea's wage gone. Varane's wage gone. Who's next? Casemiro. But the problem with this is most of those players, they're not Scott McTominay. You know, they're not Harry Maguire. They're not Wan-Bissaka. They're not Malacia. Or you know, they're not players that you might want to get rid of. These are players that really you shouldn't be getting rid of. So I'm conflicted on this. Happy New Year, Gino. Thank you very much. I am conflicted on this because I feel that if this had grounding in we're going to remove Varane and we're going to bring in a really good centre-back who's 22, 23, okay. But I think we need a centre-back and keeping Varane. And that's my issue with this. And I think it stinks of an opportunity of removing somebody, and it also stinks again of treating players badly. You can't do this. I don't know why Man United think they can do this. You can't do this. A lot of United's problems this season are because of how De Gea was treated in the summer. A lot of those players in that dressing room were mates with David De Gea, and they saw how the club treated him. That's not a good management style. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not a good management style to manage people who get on and then treat somebody who works there like shit without explaining it or anything like that. And I think that this, again, will cause more issues because if I can see it, the dressing room can see it. United are just looking to get rid of Varane because of his wage. And also, even if you're not mates with Varane, if you're in that dressing room and you see De Gea go and Onana come in, and you see Ronaldo go and Weghorst come in, and you see Varane go and you play Maguire or Lindelof, in your head you're like, what's the direction of this football club then? Because all I've seen over the last year is quality go because of their wage to save money, and that can have a really damaging effect on the dressing room as well. To not even get a fee for him is staggering, says Joe. Well, I just wonder, Joe, if this is